Hi, I'm Jenni P, founder of the Trinity Code. In just 1 week's time, I will be ready to begin to reveal the Trinity Code project to the world. But before I do that, I wanted to pay tribute to someone who was crucial in helping me grow into the person that is finally ready for this big, bold, hairy, audacious project. Now, have you ever had someone walk into your life ever so briefly, but someone who made a major impact, like a messenger or someone that just passed through and engraved something into your heart and soul? Well, that person for me was Rupert, and I'd love to tell you a little story. I met Rupert when I was in my 20s, so we are talking quite a long time ago. Rupert was a Royal Marine Commando officer. He was red-haired, dashing, handsome, funny, charming, and with so many qualities, he had been the winning cadet in his pass-out year. So it was no wonder I fell in love with him. But there was one quality above all that inspired me. Rupert lived every day as if it was his last. He used to run like a deer at least 70 miles a week and often at dawn. He was interested in everything under the sun. And he was kind and charming to everybody. Both he could converse with the humblest beggar and princes and nobility. He could capture a room with his wit and practically stop the waves with his energy. The thing that most impressed me was his enthusiasm for absolutely everything. Now, I was in a very stuck place when I met him all those years ago, but I was so inspired by his verve for life. I began to take on those qualities. I began to run, to read, to emulate his qualities. And in a short space of time, I'd run a half marathon within a few weeks, and I'd read some life-changing philosophical books which shifted my whole life perspective. And I suddenly began to see life with the same sense of wonder and urgency that he lived every day. I only knew him for a month, but he gifted me with several really precious things. One of them was a beautiful leather rucksack, which I used to, once he'd left, I used to fill it with weights and go running, which is sadly worn out now. He left me with a passion for life that endures, and the inspired to be the very best that I can be. But his real legacy is that Rupert, just by being himself, could inspire me to one day create a global movement for fulfilling potential all these years later. So imagine what you can do to create positive change around you in these turbulent times too. And it doesn't have to be a movement. It can be something small. And here's the thing. All small acts carried out with enthusiasm carry potential consequences to the power of 3. All small acts carried out with enthusiasm carry potential consequences to the power of 3. Enthusiasm comes from the French origin enthousiasme and the Greek entheos, which means inspired or possessed by divine power. But inspired is good. And isn't it captivating to be around enthusiastic people? We are just drawn to them. So you too can be touched by the same kind of passion, because it's an antidote to worry, to lament, to overwhelm, to challenge, to sadness. Rupert's legacy for me lives on as I bring the Trinity Code to the world. So if you too want to be infected by a wave of enthusiasm for whatever you're doing, stay tuned, folks, because you are in for a 3-fold treat. See you very soon. Bye-bye. Take care.